Martin Luther King Jr. These are people who brought changes in societies when they were very young. And in this case, I'm really urging the youth of this country to really step up. And first of all, we need to do a voter registration. They need to register as voters. And then they also need to vote in 2027 so that they can come up with leaders that will bring serious economic empowerment to their parents or to their mothers and fathers. Because I am looking at these economic empowerment programs as avenues of looting the money for Kenyans. Because if you are coming with 1 million shillings and you are giving 2,000 or 1,000 shillings each to a group of 50, 100 people or 20, this is not economic empowerment. Actually, this is mental sabotage. You are actually putting this, you're making these people feel like honestly, what can I do with 50, 60, 70 shillings? So, and then another thing that really eats me up that is really eating this country is accountability. You see, you can go somewhere, you give a group of people money. So you don't know if this money will be eaten or this money will go to projects that will be beneficial. Because you don't know if these groups are registered or not registered. Because if a group is registered, it means they are able to get money and do meaningful projects on the ground. But you see, these groups are not registered. Some of them are not registered. I'm not saying that all of them are not registered. Some are registered and some are not. But you see, you just tell people, oh, come in groups, you're giving you money. Yes, you are giving us money. Where is the accountability? Where is the impact? And then after this, you see these programs have been there since the campaigns of 2022. We need to see evidence. We need to see testimonies of people saying, oh, I was helped by this economic empowerment program to do this business. I have set up this business. Instead, we are seeing people complaining more. We are not seeing any positive impact. Okay. Another thing I am looking at, giving someone, let's say, a machine for a car wash machine. I am also looking at giving someone a posho mill machine or even a chips machine. And you see, you're giving 20 people one machine. How will this machine help these 20 people? Mm-hmm. You see, this country really needs to step up. As a country, we are not doing well. We need to come up with systems to ensure that we are empowering people in a good way. Actually, this is not economic empowerment.
And if you look at those attempts by the administration, the Hustler Fund, still intended to empower people bottom up, and then this Empowerment Act. Do you think this empowerment program, the fact that they're pursuing that right now, could be an indication that they've already seen the failures of the Hustler Fund?
Let me say this. I don't support this economic empowerment. I don't understand why the deputy president is being funded, his office is being funded to do the empowerment project. And this empowerment project is more of a focused on a region, not the whole country, And this empowerment is some sort of now the politicians trying to focus on the year 2027. The public has lost trust in the system, and therefore they are trying to see on other avenues that can make them relate with the people. I fully don't support the empowerment thing that is being done by this government, because any public fund should be accounted for. We are losing billions of money are being misused on such things like, especially the NADCO thing that has come. The young people, the 75% of the young people, they don't need the NADCO. They don't need a committee to come and discuss on how they're going to create more position for the opposition. We don't need more position for the opposition. So the economic empowerment, this is just a way of swindling Kenyan money. Is a way of, this money can be channeled to other projects, crucial projects like the hospitals. The hospitals lack supplies, the hospitals lack machines, the hospitals lack those critical services. But you see, the money is being directed to something that is not even needed. The country should right now focus on addressing the present issues that are affecting the young people. We lost Gen Z in the year 2023, but if you do statistics, even TV47 can do that. There are no family that have been reimbursed well, So with the economic empowerment, this money can be channeled even in health sectors, in education sectors, and also do some development in this country. So we don't support the economic empowerment aspect.
All right. Moving on from that discussion, and still on something you've mentioned about the MOU that was signed between UD and ODM, that a special committee has been set up to follow up on those in the 10-point agenda. One of them is what you've mentioned, the compensation of victims.
Yeah.
Are you still there, Ken Babu? Are you confident in that process, that implementation of this 10-point agenda, including the full implementation of NADCO, will be consequential to this country?
Allow me say that the committee that was formed, I think it has around 4 or 5 people.
5 people.
That is, if you look at the people who have been appointed to that committee, you see, sometimes you also look at the stature and the position of the people being appointed. Those are people who some of them had applied for, were hopeful principal secretaries. They were not able to get it. Some of them were hopeful senators nomination. They were not able to get it. Now they've been hanging around looking for jobs, and then President Ruto, as is always trying to find ways to reward these people. He gave them that committee with a budget to run around, drink tea, eat mandazis in Diani, Naivasha, in the pretext of pushing the implementation. What is in that 10-point agenda that needs a committee to oversee its implementation? What is in that 10-point agenda that the president and the prime cabinet, the prime minister, Raila Odinga, cannot implement now that they are president and the co-president? What is in that document that they cannot implement? If you look at Agenda 1, implement of NADCO report, implementation of NADCO report does not even need Raila to be in government. Implementation of NADCO is as clear and black and white. The president just needs to do what is right as far as NADCO and in line with the constitution is concerned. He doesn't need a committee again of other people to come and help him implement the document. If you look at equity in appointments and budgets, if you want to, honestly, the president has the capacity to appoint the entire cabinet, to nominate people to be in the cabinet. Do you need a committee to guide you on how to ensure that there is equity in those appointments? Do you need a committee to guide you and see on how there is equity in budgeting? Look at strength and devolution. These are things that are well outlined in the Constitution. So the president just needs to work in accordance with the Constitution. There's no need of committee. Let's look at the youth empowerment. These are things that the Gen Zs have outlined very well. What we are looking for is conducive environment to do our own businesses. What we are looking for is job creations, opportunities. What we are saying is work within the constitutionality and respect to the law, avoid corruption, so that we can also meet with the money. We can also engage with the money. Look at that. These are not things that you need a select committee to go and sit somewhere in Diani, taking tea on taxpayers' accounts to show you how to implement this. Check on leadership and integrity. The constitution is clear. Chapter 6 on what need to happen with the leaders as far as integrity is concerned. So we also have ESCC looking in dealing with that as well. We have the constitution clearly stated, but still we need a committee of 6 or 5 to tell the president that this is how you have to operate to implement leadership and integrity. Let me just finish up with this number 6, right to peaceful assembly. National debt audit, fight corruption, end public waste, uphold the rule of law. Looking at this 10-point agenda, Fred, I do not see where there is need for a president to appoint a committee to oversee the implementation. Most of these things are clearly stipulated in the Constitution. Okay. And the issue of compensation of Gen Zs, the president has a record of all the affected families. And there's a criteria of compensation. And he knows what needs to be done. He doesn't need to have a committee of 6. Go and sit in Naivasha and draw again. These are the Rex family. These are the families of Rex, Denzel Odhiambo, Albert Ojwang, and this is how you should compensate them. Okay. So what I'm saying is the committee, and we've seen committees come and go. Chances are that this committee will not deliver anything. We saw the new funding model committee came and disappeared. Get that? NADCO committee, it gave a report, but today we are struggling with the implementation. Chances are that this committee that is set to sit up to 2026, And then President Ruto seeks a second term, will not deliver
what would
anything.
be the intention now, if at all you agree that probably the committee will not be consequential, then what would be the intention of these leaders in these actions that they made, appointing a committee? Are they simply trying to pacify the masses?
Actually, let me just look at the NADCO report first.